faster. And so just bringing some experience to the table so that these guys can play well.
And it's very cliche to say guys tough in the NFL. Like, yeah, obviously. But, I mean, Leonard Floyd, just when you look at his, basically never missed a game. And then there's been times in his training camp practice, like, oh, he's got a calf injury. I wonder how long he's going to be out. Oh, he's back in. Oh, he's hurt his foot. I wonder if it's like broken. No, he's back in. So we're kind of like seeing it, I guess. I guess, is he unique in just what he's made of and the toughness he has?
I do think he's unique. John Fox told me one time, he agrees with you that all NFL players have toughness. He said, Brandon, there's not going to be too many guys that you meet in the NFL that aren't tough or that are fearless. So I think I've been with Leonard at 3 different places, so I've seen him play through the pain, which all players play through. But his second year in Chicago, he had a cast on his hand. He broke his hand, and had for a rusher to lose one of your hands is a huge deal. And I saw him play through the first 8 games with a cast on the #1 defense in the NFL. And then he got the cast off, and then he started playing, as well as he's ever played. But I saw him play through a lot, and same thing with the Rams. And so I've seen it at 2 different places. I know here he fits right in with this group because we have a lot of players who are made up of the same thing. So I think that's why I knew he was going to be a great fit for what John and Kyle expect out of a defensive player. And so as he's showing you guys, he has a lot to give. There's a lot of experience that he has, but I mean, tough. He's one of these all the time playing, all day playing type of players. And he's a real throwback in that sense.
You apologize if you've been asked about him already. Obviously, you've been working with Demo quite a bit. What did you see in him from the jump that made you so excited that this is sort of a ball of clay guy that you can work with?
Yeah, there aren't too many defensive players who are combo players where they start outside in 4 DB defenses and start inside in 5 DB defenses. There just aren't a lot of those guys that possess that type of skill set. And for him to have done it at such a high level and really kind of be thrust into that role, midway through the season or whatever it was, you just know that you're dealing with someone that's capable of a lot, that has a lot to give. And I think he's got the traits outside that you need from just the engine that he has outside, ball skills to stay with the premium receivers. But then inside, he's got the instincts, he's got the quickness, the physicality, with the open field, with the tackling in the box and, some of the linebacker characteristics that you need. So now what we got to be able to do is we got to refine all that because he's got the ability, and now it's just the experience and the reps, and that's what we're trying to pour into, try to take advantage of this time. So, because it's a tough thing, the skill sets are very different, and so you got to be trained, a different type of way, and you got to study, and you can't just be out there winging it. So, we're going through that process right now, but he's off to a good start in camp.
How much more valuable have you seen the nickel position become, and how has it evolved over maybe even the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, since I've been in the NFL, 5 DB defenses are happening over 70% of the time. It's such a 3-receiver league, and even when they're not in 3 receivers, 12 personnel operates a lot like 3 receivers. So you need to have defensive backs out there, but you also need the right defensive backs, because if you get too small out there, then all the stuff on the perimeter and the run game and some of the perimeter, screens, RPOs, those can be really challenging to defend. So you really need a unique defender that can do all of that. And so I think Demo, he possesses that right body type. He's over 200 pounds. He's raised 6 feet. Maybe a hair under 5'11". Long arms, and he has the long speed to play outside and the leaping ability and the ball skills. But then he also has that quickness, physicality, and toughness, heavy hands inside. So, but to have the skill set to do it, and then to have the experience and the discipline to do it, those are 2 different things. And just trying to work really hard with him to refine all of that. And I mean, it's such a great training ground, playing against Kyle every day in practice, and the challenges that we face offensively, schematically, and then the players that you're having to defend down in and down out. As you guys know, offensively, it's such a great thing for Demo, and we're going to keep working.
I've seen you and Demo talk at length on the sideline during practice. He's called you a genius. It seems like you're having some high-level conversations. What kind of things would you and Demo talk about as you're talking through a practice?
He's a charmer, as you guys know. But we're just trying to really go through all those reps, down in and down out. What happened, what he saw. Making sure that he saw it the right way, that he felt it the right way. I think something that we're just really trying to focus on is his technique. He's such a natural player. I think that's something that he's been able to get away with. Is like, hey, I can just kind of go out there and do it. But now it's like, hey, can I execute it and do it well and hold myself to that high standard? Because it's not easy. It's not easy to be a fundamental player outside and inside. But that's what we're asking him to do, and he can do it. And so it's just being, I think, demanding and challenging, and I think giving him the vision of what it should look like, so then now he can keep working hard at the technique day in and day out. And I think you're seeing it. We still have so far to go, but hopefully we can continue to keep improving his game, because he's having a good camp.
It's not like Chevrolet's Ward was a secret before last year, or but he took another leap.
Yeah.
And obviously you knew, I'm sure, plenty about him. But
Yeah, we did.
Have since you got here, I mean, have there been things about him, whether on or off the field, they're like, hey, this guy's, I don't know, maybe more special than I thought? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I would say exceeded expectations. Had a very high opinion of him. Had to go against them. I think the best thing about him is he's improved every year in the NFL. He's improved, and I thought last year was his best season. I thought you really saw the ball production. I think he'd always had outstanding cover skills. He was a good tackler, but I thought you saw the ball production last year. I thought he showed real toughness last year, playing through injury down the stretch, and really giving this team a chance to play for a Super Bowl. So again, he's another guy with experience. I think he's gained more and more confidence in his belief that, hey, I'm one of the best in the game. And again, it's just us, challenging him, because he's got a lot to give, but he's got a lot of confidence in himself, and that's something that you need at a number one corner spot. And we're going to keep tapping into that. He's having a good camp, and just got to stay at it with him.
He said if he'd had a couple more picks, he should have had a couple more picks, and he should have. It could have been Defensive Player of the Year. That sounds like a number one cornerback mentality, right?
Yeah, he's got the cover skills. I think we had a bunch of good receivers where I was just at, and I think like in the even in the free agency process, he's challenged the best receivers in the NFL and has been up to the task. And that's how you really measure corners' value, is how they defend the best people. And but I think last year what he was able to do is get the ball production too. I think he really fits our culture here in terms of the toughness and the physicality. He's an outstanding tackler. He's physical, and and he's dependable. I think that's something that's really underrated. You just know what you're getting with him, and again, I think he continues to improve. I think the best is still to come with him.
I asked you a little bit about Fred last time.
Yeah.
What's your impression of him now that you've seen him